my boos, welcome back to the Spirit Essence Show. I'm Tara Diana, Empowerment Medium, and I want to start by saying how deeply grateful I am that you're here with me today. Whether you're watching this live, babies, or catching the replay, I want you to hear this right from the beginning. Spirit does not waste time or energy. If you found yourself here, babies, there is something here that is for you, meant for you. Something your soul is ready to hear, receive, or remember. Okay? There is always a purpose to what we do. Oh my God, that made me laugh. If you know, you know. This show is meant to be a pause. It's going to be a reset for some people. It's going to be a moment for themselves where they can sit and be like, damn, this is what I was looking for. It's a space where you don't have to be anything other than exactly who you are in this moment. This isn't about being super spiritual or super metaphysical or a practitioner. This is for anyone and everyone who feels like they just want to be empowered. They want to feel inspired, motivated, because you don't need to be healed. You don't need to be fixed. You don't need to have clarity necessarily yet. You just need to be willing to show up and show up somewhere where there's like something happening, right? So here we are. Today, we are going to move through an inspirational and empowering message, a guided meditation, a healing prayer up, right? Put all the people you're thinking about into that healing prayer. Put them in the comments. Let's get them going. And then we'll be sharing a few spirit messages. Who's we? Me and my spirit team, babies. These messages are intentionally prepared because people have sent in requests. And you can do that, babies. You can go onto my website, www.spiritessence.com. Excuse me. And you can go in there and you can literally say, hey, at the next Spirit Essence show, I would love to hear from my mom. I would like to ask this question of you in spirit. I would like to know what my path looks like tomorrow. Remember, we're not fortune tellers. So I invite you all to settle in. Let that body soften, right? Come into that space and give yourself permission to receive what comes through easily and effortlessly. Because connection to your soul self and to spirit shouldn't be hard. So let's get to it. One of the biggest themes that spirit has been bringing forward lately in the spiritual community is this idea that so many of us are carrying an unnecessary belief, right? I've been teaching in the last few classes of my development circles, whether it's at Serendipities or it's online, about limited belief structures, right? The belief that we are behind, that we as humans somehow have decided that we are not on top of things the way we would like to be, okay? And that is something that I didn't really put a lot of value into until Spirit kept saying, are you seeing a pattern here? Like, are you watching this? And I was like, And even I stepped into it. So, you know, behind in what though? Like, what are we feeling that we have, like this belief structure we have? Are we behind in healing? Healing of what? Ourselves, others, body, mind, spirit, behind in life? What does that even mean? Do you feel like you don't have a purpose, or you don't know what your purpose is? Or are you worried that maybe you missed your purpose? Behind, like I said, in where we think we should be, right? Where we think we should be. That is usually based on what others are thinking, what others are putting forward, what others are kind of putting out into the universe, and we're catching their vibes, right? We think about stuff like that, our humanness does, when we feel something's not going the way we need it to. And you can't put your finger on it, right? And I want to lovingly, but very clearly tell you, oh my goodness, you are not behind. I am not behind. No one is behind, because we are still unfolding. Does that make sense? We are still literally trying to get to where we need to be by developing and growing and learning and just letting what come, and assessing and evaluating and taking what resonates, right? Taking what resonates. So empowerment is about awareness. It's about choice, and it's about self-trust. Okay? Let me say that again for those in the back. Empowerment is about awareness, it's about choice, and it's about self-trust. If you don't trust yourself to do the work, how are you going to trust spirit to do the work? That brings me to a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. So many people think that empowerment looks loud, right? I've been really sitting this loud. Everything has to be so in your face, bold, fearless. But I've always found personally that empowerment, like real empowerment, babies, is subtle. It's quiet. It sneaks up when you have this sudden feeling like you're like, oh my God, I did learn something today. Holy goddess, I am working in my power. So it looks like when you choose yourself, when no one's clapping, you don't need those accolades, right? You're just like, no, this is me, I'm going to be fine. No one has to vibe with me on this. I know it's right for me. It's taking the time to rest without feeling guilty for it. I always talk about how self-worth is not selfish. Like taking care of yourself before anyone else is the best thing that you can do. Period. Hard stop. Absolutely. The best thing that you can do. But we feel guilty about it because there's so many people that need something from us that we feel, most of us, not all of us, but most of us, especially those that are working in empathically. I was trying to think of a word to say. Empathically, that we feel, oh my goodness, we have to fix this. Holy damn, we have to make this okay for everyone. And then we put ourselves to the side. So empowerment to me, and subtle empowerment, is taking one step at a time forward. I always like to call it positive movement forward. When every part of you feels like, I don't know where this is gonna go. I don't know how this is gonna happen. I don't even know if I really want this, but I got to test it. I got to see. I got to know. To me, that is subtle empowerment. And subtle empowerment is truly empowering. Sitting in your power like that should be a subconscious thing, not a conscious thing. You should be able to learn how to be in that power so then you can maneuver this road easily, right? So talking to spirit, thank you. Talking to spirit, it always comes back to this message. Progress does not need to be like overly dramatic. It needs to be meaningful. I'm dramatic. I'm like all over the place dramatic. That's my personality, baby. So it's not that I like dramatic in everything. I certainly don't like dramatic confrontations. I don't like, drama just for the sake of drama. I like to be dramatic in my personality. That's who I am. I like to be big. I like to be the bull in the china shop. If you know, you know. But some days, progress literally just means you're not giving up on yourself. Simple. Easy peasy. You're not giving up on yourselves, baby. It's just I'm going to get through today. And not like judging yourself. So, choosing compassion for yourself instead of like self-criticism. Like, I don't need to bully myself. I'm sure there's someone else out there that is doing the bullying. I just don't pay attention anymore. My full toxic trait, and I believe everyone has toxic traits, and I like the saying. I think a toxic trait is as true as it comes. You are nailing that on the head when you say you have something you have to fix. I'm all about it. Is literally having to have everyone like me and be in my space and be okay with it. Because if they're not, I overthink. Not so much anymore. I had a big awakening over the last month or two. Not so much anymore. But I do this thing about, what did I do wrong? And you know what? I am that I am. Period. I am that I am. You don't like it? That's okay. That's a hard lesson for me. So my self-criticism, that going over that thought process in my mind, why are they not treating me kindly? Why are we butting heads? That's not always a me thing. That's not always a me thing. I remember saying to my husband, am I the drama? And he's like, absolutely, you're the drama. I was like, okay, okay. But he said, but people don't have to choose to be in your drama. It's not about that. And I was like, whoa, Mr. Roman Catholic, thank you very much for those words. But it makes sense. Okay, so I had to choose compassion for myself instead of trying to figure out what other people's problem with me was. I'm a lot, and that's okay. But some days, it's also acknowledging that I'm tired. And that was a big part of why I sat with Spirit and revamped who I am and what I want to do and how my business. I mean, I've been in business doing spiritual work for a long, long time. And that is important. You know, people say, oh, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this as long as you're good at it. No, it does matter. You see a lot of things. You learn a lot of things. So I needed to honor that I was tired of bullshit. I was tired of other people's problems. I was tired of, and don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that when I'm with Spirit working on your behalf that I'm not fully invested in working on your behalf. What it means, and I'm sure you can all validate this and put it in the comments, I don't have to take other people's problems home with me. I don't have to take other people's judgments and expectations of me home with me, or even their stuff that's their carrying weight, their baggage, if you will. I don't need to take that home either. Like, no. So I started honoring that I'm tired. I started honoring that I just didn't feel aligned. And that was all about not just pushing through, not just like being like, I got this, I'm just gonna do it. It was about not pushing through. So if you are feeling stuck, I want you to know, Spirit wants you to know that stagnation is not about a lack of movement, guys. Okay? It's not about a lack of movement. It's about a lack of permission. You are not saying to yourself, it's okay. I'm going to validate what I'm feeling, and I'm going to move on. You're saying, holy shit, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know how to move through it, so I'm just going to stay here. Because we become complacent in what we know, right? It's easier to stay stuck than try to figure out what that work looks like to move into a different direction, babies. So today, Spirit's giving you permission to change. Period. It's okay. You can do it if you want to. They're giving you permission to choose differently. You've done something one way for so long, and now it's okay. It's okay. You're going to be okay if you choose to do something differently. We promise. We promise. It's a hard thing to do. We're not going to lie, but we promise. And we give you permission. Spirit gives you permission to stop living from, not in, from survival mode. I need to get from day to day. I just need to make it one more day. You know that saying, but tomorrow's a new day? I actually really love that saying. Because it's saying to you, yeah, today was a thing. Today was the vibes you weren't looking for, baby. But you can restart tomorrow. So put today aside. Own it, right? You got to own it so you can move past it and then move into that next day. Survival mode is one of those things that is so easy for us to move into because, again, it's about complacency. It is about taking the road that doesn't feel like it's the easy road. Stay with me, babies. You're going to hear this. But it is, because it means you don't have to do anything more. You're just sitting in the anguish or the fear or the bitterness, right? And I'm going to start doing a whole bunch of talks about grieving and moving through it and how to acknowledge the grief. But that's down the road. Another day, another time. So let's talk about empowering truth for you. You, all of you, me, everyone, are allowed to evolve without explanation. I don't owe anyone anything, period. I don't need to explain why I'm not doing what I was doing before. I don't need to give you what you need to understand. It's true. It's true. We will stumble over ourselves trying to explain to someone why you don't want to do the work with them anymore, or why you're not feeling the vibe with them anymore. And when in fact, if you are truly standing in your power, you can simply say, I feel that I am not aligned to this anymore, and I'm going to go this direction. Thank you for everything. Bye. Maybe don't just go bye, but you understand what I'm saying. Because you also don't owe anyone the same version of you forever. You get to grow. You know, a lot of relationships, romantic relationships, marriages, partnerships, the reason that they change and maybe separate or divorce or whatever is because the versions of ourselves that started one way radically change and move into another direction that doesn't align with the person anymore. And that is actually okay. That's actually okay. And then there's other relationships that can ride all the change out. I love you no matter what. This aligns. We're good to go. Neither is right and neither is wrong. Does that make sense? I think it does. Okay. So let's end this inspirational little chit chat, babies, between you, me, and spirit, and what other beings are out there listening to this. If you're questioning your strength lately, guys, let me say this for you with my full chest. You are resilient beyond what you recognize, period. You just are. And you are still here. And you are still trying. And that's enough. That's all that matters. And I want you to write down, I don't care if you have a piece of paper, you have a receipt, I want you to write, I am that I am. And remember, that's about being in the moment. I am that I am today may not be I am that I am tomorrow. Right? It may not be. And that's okay too. So as you let that kind of settle within you, gorgeous, I want you to kind of get comfy, find that space within you, and let's do a little bit of a guided meditation. Let's go someplace here. Let's journey. Let's bring this all together. So moving into this guided meditation, I want you to find a position that feels supportive for your body. I feel like that is hella important these days. I want to feel comfortable, and I want you, once you're there, to gently close your eyes. Begin by bringing your awareness to your breath. Breathe in slowly. Pause and exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale, feeling your chest expand. And release. Let your breath find its natural rhythm. Breathe in, breathe out. Now bring your awareness down into your body and notice where you may be holding tension. For me, it's always the shoulders. Maybe for you, it's the jaw, the belly, the hands. For me, it's always my shoulders, my neck. And with the next exhales that you do, imagine that tension softening, loosening, releasing. Breathe in, breathe out, babies. You're taking control of your body, mind, and spirit. Now, visualize a warm, gentle light surrounding you. This light carries safety, compassion, and strength. So you are basking in the light of safety, compassion, and strength. And as it surrounds your body, let it begin to move inward, filling your chest, filling your heart space. Let it come. And from this space, I want you to silently repeat in your mind, I allow myself to be exactly where I am. Let that resonate. I allow myself to be exactly where I am. Now, I want you to think that if there is something in your life that feels heavy, stuck, the ick, unresolved, I want you to imagine placing it gently into this light. Okay? Anything heavy, stuck, unresolved, icky. You don't need to solve this. And I don't want you to analyze it. I just want you to allow it to be seen. Breathe in, breathe out. Spirit wants you to know that growth does not come from force, ever. I talk about this a lot. It comes from presence. It comes from presence. So I want you to stay here for a few breaths, allowing the light to hold what you've been carrying. Just allow your breath to do the work with you. When you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room. Come back to your space. Come back to this time. Letting that light carry the heaviness that you don't need anymore. When your eyes are open, I want you to take a moment of gratitude to yourself, first and foremost, for putting the energy into it. You can always come back to this and do it again if you need to. This is a short and sweet meditation to get you into your power, to remind you you have control, because there is control. You can make the choices. Free will, remember? And as you're doing that, I want you to take a moment and think away from this now into a sense of, okay, so if I'm going to take my control back, who do I know that needs to do the same thing? Or who do I know that needs to have some beautiful collective energy sent towards them? Distant healing, distant good vibes, beautiful thought processes sent into them. And if you want, you can absolutely type their names into the comment section. And the healers that work with me in the collective, the healers that are in our groups, Empowering Intuitive Souls, anyone that's watching this can send that love and light out to those people. They can read the names and send them out. And I always put the names in that come to me forthright right away. And I'm putting the names in Anthony, and I'm putting the names in of Noella and Paula and Ken and Eric and Mike and Alana. And I'm putting the energy in for Paula G as we go into a certain time of year, and even Zell, I'm putting those energies in for, and for Mel and the whole family that rides out scenarios with me and my family. And for anyone else, I just know that this healing prayer that we're going to do together tonight will have all the right vibrations, and we are going to slay this, babies. So I want you to sit in your power. I want you to know that you have the ability to send out the positive energy that everyone needs in this world. So whether you're sending it to individual people, whether you're accepting it for yourself, you can do all of that. But send it further still. When I say the words with spirit, send it further still, babies. There are people out there doing the do that need our help. There are people out there that are sad and lonely and fearful. There are people out there that have joy and happiness but physical ailments. There are people that don't even know they need the distant healing. And it's always with a positive intent and purpose. So let's do it. Close your eyes and let's move into a healing prayer. Okay? Let's do this, babies. You are tough, you are powerful, and you can send the vibes. I'm calling in the highest vibration. The highest vibration of love, light, and compassion. We ask that this energy move gently through each person watching or listening, meeting them exactly where they are at. And then beyond. And beyond still. And collectively moving this energy to the flora, to the fauna, to everything that could use positivity. And we ask for clarity where there has been confusion. There's a lot of confusion. Peace where there has been heaviness. And strength where there has been doubt. Bring it together. Send it out. Envision a beautiful golden white light. Just send it out. Just go. Send it. Feel that good energy surrounding you. Good come to me. Good go through me, babies. May each heart feel supported. May each mind feel calmer. And may each soul feel seen. We ask that anything ready to be released with grace. Because grace is better than anything else. We are not forcing. You are not forcing. And we are doing this without fear, babies. Take a moment and think of the names that came through to you. And as you do, we invite in courage. Not the kind that pushes, but the kind that allows. Take a breath in. One more push of that beautiful golden white light. Any way you do it is the right way. And so it is. I'm feeling all the good vibes. I'm feeling all the good vibes. This is good. This is good. Nothing better than being in a moment, even when there is shit going on around you guys. Excuse my language. Even when there's stuff going around you. When you can sit down and be like, I still have enough that I can send out good to others. That I can send out positive energy to the universe. Hell, we've done healing circles where we've sent it above and beyond into the cosmos and been like, go have it, baby. We have enough. We can send it. So that brings us to messages from Spirit. So we decided that the easiest way to do this would be to have people submit in messages. But I also wanted to tap into Spirit and be like, who needs a message? And what does that message look like? So I took a moment to put the energy out. And while we were talking, I had a few names come to me. And one is Tatiana. So this is a message for Tatiana. I'm going to reach out to her and let her know she can watch this. I feel her mother in spirit, please. I feel her mother has been crossed over for a few years now. Not 1 or 2 years, a little bit more than that, please. Not a very long time. I feel she's a very solid woman in spirit, please. I feel as though this woman, when she crossed over, she left a very, very big hole in Tatiana's life. I feel as though there is this great sense of loss, as you would feel with mothers when they cross over if you had that kind of relationship. So she's stepping forward, Tatiana, with so much love. And I feel very powerful in the love, as though you need the love right now. She says there is nothing wrong. There's nothing going on in your life that feels like she has to come through, but she just feels like this is a good time that she wants to recognize that she sees your effort with you, specifically with keeping your family all together, keeping the conversation open. And she's especially seeing the effort you make when no one else is noticing. So she's talking about this and she's saying to me, yes, absolutely. I'm feeling very drawn to Tatiana's ability to be kind. You are not a pushover, though. Your mother is saying that very, very strongly. She is acknowledging how deeply you care, how often you second guess yourself before you step into a situation. She's like, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing, girl. Like, you want to double check if you are going to be putting yourself in a whole lot of hot water, like a pot of hot water. But she's also saying she realizes how hard you try to do the right thing. And the right thing for you may not be the right thing for everyone else, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. You can only do you. That's what she's saying. So when I ask her to give you the message, what is the core of this, please? I feel like it's a simple, powerful message. She's basically saying, stop doubting your strength. You're doing better than you think. You have held it together for your family. And I feel like she's doing a special shout out to you about looking after yourself as well. I'm feeling unwell, but you tolerate. I feel like it shifts back and forth, and she acknowledges how you are able to shift back and forth with it. And she's reminding you that, like, your resilience, Tatiana, it runs through your body, mind, and soul. Like, it is your spirit. Resilience is your word, girlfriend, and that she's walking with you more often than you realize. She's around. Okay. I'm going to leave that with you, Tatiana. If you would love to leave a comment in there how that landed for you, I would love to hear it. Now, I have a really, really strong connection to reach out to Chelsea. And I am not 100% sure who Chelsea is. But I'm going to give the message anyway, because I'm sure that they will find this. I trust Spirit wholeheartedly. And so I'm hearing that you feel like your feet are stuck in cement and it's so hard to pull them out, right? You, like, every step is like some kind of dramatic, like, ugh, I got to pull it out. I don't want to pull it out. You're tired. But Spirit is reminding you that you came from a place of sorrow, sadness, and feeling like you had no control, and you've moved into a place now that is focusing on your power and your ability to continue to make those positive steps forward. You have 2 children, I feel. And I feel like you've had to make some really strong choices, maybe coming back from some place and coming into the place you were at before, and it feels redundant, almost like, well, I went and did all this work. Now I'm back here and I feel like I'm right back in the same place. Although you're not. You did do the work. That's what Spirit's saying, Chelsea. You did do the work, girlfriend. And now they're saying to you, every step forward matters. Period, hard stop. No matter how hard this feels for you, everyone matters. So they want you to recognize your progress, even when it feels slow. Even when it feels slow, because your persistence is really the proof of your strength. Okay, I'm going to leave that with you, Chelsea. Now, I also wanted to share something because I thought this was super cool. I have a really good friend that's passed over in spirit. She's a very good friend to many of us. And Lynn and I have known each other, Lynn Marie and I, for many, 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 many years. Long before lots of people that got to know her and got to become good friends with her. And, you know, like most friendships, there is times where you spend a lot of time together and there's times when you spend less time together. And we were coming back into a space where we were spending a little bit of more time together. And she came to me in a dream. And I don't remember my dreams normally. I just don't. They're just not a place where Spirit and I do connection work. It's very rare. It has to be astronomical, the message, for me to remember a dream. And so, but I want to share this. And I couldn't figure out how to share it. And I thought, I'm going to share it here. This is the best place. She came to me in a dream. And it stood out because like I said, I don't remember my dreams. And it was short and hella sweet. Her message was centering around communication and cooperation. And I kept hearing those words, and I almost feel like she was like giving me a bit of a sing-song with that like hearty laugh she would have. You know, communication, it's all about cooperation and how you do the both together. And she kept saying to me that like misunderstandings happen when we stop listening. You're not listening, Tara. You're not listening. And then we assume instead of asking. And I was like, damn, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. And this came to me a little while ago though. And I was like, okay, so what am I supposed to do with that? And then she said to me, but others are doing the same thing. So I was like, okay, damn. I felt better with that. But I really feel like she was, and that was it. That was it, baby. So I felt like she was reminding me that spirit is not all about division. It's about unity. But it's not about you having to love every person that you're working with. You get to dislike people. You get to not vibe with personalities. But it's about unity in how you are able to move forward. And I thought that was cool. And this has been something that I've been trying to integrate over the last few weeks that I got this message. So in essence, I feel like her message is have the freaking conversations, baby. Lead with the heart, speak your truth, work together. Doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be besties. You don't have to like even really truly vibe with someone to get work done. That's what I got from her. So I'm going to pull a final card as a collective message before we bring this to a close. And I'm so happy you guys were here with me. And so I pulled the card a little bit earlier so I could just have it handy. The intention was, what does the collective need to know? The collective as a whole. I always say that because I feel like everyone thinks I'm talking about just the Spirit Essence Collective, my group of practitioners that work with me. But no, I mean this as the whole. And so the card that I pulled is from Stacey Nye's deck, Time to Make Some Changes. If not now, then when? Life is now in session. And I feel this card wholeheartedly. Now, if you have this deck, you know there's a channeled message from Kuan Yin on the back. But this is a message for all of us. This is Spirit reminding us that waiting for the perfect moment keeps us stuck. If not now, when, right? That is the key thing here. So life is not on pause. We have to keep going no matter how stuck we feel. Right, Chelsea? No matter how much we feel like our feet are stuck in cement, our growth cannot be postponed. We have to keep growing. It's the whole general premise of why Spirit has always told me we as spirits come here to have these human experiences is to grow and to evolve and to advance. So life is now in session, guys. Love this card. Truly love this card. Okay, so on that note, my beautiful lovies, thank you so much for I was going to say sparing. I think I meant sharing. Sparing. And then I said again, thank you for sparing the time to be with me and sharing this space. Okay? If something resonated with you today, take it with you. Empowerment is not about having all the answers, guys. It's about choosing what resonates with yourself again and again and again. And so until next time, take care of your energy, your heart, and your spirit, and stay divine. See you next time. Bye.